So it turns out Mikel Arteta has contracted coronavirus. COVID-19 has hit Arsenal. Now, if this isn't a wake-up call to the Premier League to shut off all games until this thing dies down, I don't know what is. The fans are calling for it to stop, so it needs to stop. And then the best measures to go, if you don't want to go, don't go. If you don't feel safe, don't go. Do you know what I mean? What's a football match with regards to health? Health comes first, safety first. Wash your hands, shake hands with elbows, bum taps, hip taps, whatever. Do what you got to do. One thing I will say is a lot of people have started to take notice and say it's serious now. Now, people started to take notice and say it was serious once a couple of famous people got it. Why does it take a famous person to get coronavirus for you to turn around and say it's serious? They're only human. These bugs and viruses don't discriminate against who's who and what's what. Do you know what I mean? To someone out there, you're famous. To at least one person, you're famous. So treat it seriously, man. I'm not talking about lockdown loo paper. I'm talking about wash your hands and stay away from old people. Now, where does the Premier League go from here? There's teams that still need to go down. There's teams that need to vie for European positions, and there's a few that are sitting in mid-table that can't get relegated, or the chances are they won't get relegated. The chances are they won't get relegated. What would I do? Personally, I think they need to have a playoff. They need to have a playoff for relegation. All the teams that can get relegated, that's all of them. It's harsh. Arsenal might be involved in that as well. And all the teams that can get top four. They have a playoff, and then that decides the European competitions, European positions. Because at the end of the day, we need to know who's going to get in Europe and who's not. Because Europe's going to carry on next season. Do a playoff system, pick your winners, Bob's your uncle, standard's done. Now, on lighter news. So, apparently, Aubameyang and Saka are about to sign new deals. Aubameyang a 2-year extension, and Bakary Saka a 4-year deal. The Aubameyang deal, surprising, but if true, it's good news. Personally, don't believe it until I see him signed, sealed and delivered in the news, Sky Sports News. Thing at the bottom, job done. Arsenal website, deal done. No nonsense, no Twitter in the nose. Concrete. I need it concrete. And the Saka deal, are we really surprised? It's an 18-year-old who's just broken into the first team of one of the biggest clubs in the country. It'd be, in my mind, a silly move for him to go elsewhere. He's getting game time at a very good club. He's in great form. It's the club he's grown up in. Where are you going to go? He's been offered 30 grand a week. I think that's more than enough for a person of his age. We need to take it back to these sort of wage structure, so that these youngsters, they've got something to play for. And it's been long known and renowned at Arsenal that the players that come through the youth, they get a good structure with their wages and they get loyalty bonuses if they stay on. So if that is the news and it is true, well done Arsenal. It's not, people say it's not getting the job, the contract signed up early, but the Saka deal, what was you going to sign him up last year on a however much deal? No, you weren't, because I think it's under a certain age, if their values a certain amount over what their wages are, they can go on a nominal fee anyway. So you've got to be very careful with these youth players and how much you're offering them, and to make sure they've got a worthwhile deals, so that agents don't try and swindle and try and get them out of it further down the line. Since come back, the Premier League have taken the stance of postponing all the games for the weekend. So well done on them. And Mikel Arteta is making a good recovery as well. So, but where does that leave the Premier League now? Where do they go next? Thinking about it, I'd probably scrap the Euros because that can be moved to next year, and then I'd push the Premier League up until a deadline, which would probably be the end of July, and then start the Premier League slightly later, and then you just have to make up the games when you can after that. So it wouldn't be too much of a late start for the Premier League, and I think that moving the Euros to next year, you've got enough time for all the logistics of switching over what you've done this year to next year. You've got more time to do that than you have to rearrange all the Premier League. So I think that would be the best theory. And the deadline, whatever the league position is to that deadline, then if there's any more games left, then so be it. That it might have to leave it where it's some teams miss out on 1 or 2 games, or maybe on Sunday they got to play double headers. They could play double headers. Anyway, peace out.